So what we'll do today, as we said, is we'll talk to you about and we'll show you, and we will put the recipe on the website. We'll show you how to make eggplant parmigiana.
Yum. As discussed, we're here to make eggplant parmigiana, the classic Italian dish, hearty, warming winter dish. Key ingredient, obviously, eggplant, also known as the black beast, or what's the real name? Aubergine. What?
8 of.
8 of, that's right. 8 of these, we need 8. Otto, it means 8. Okay, tomatoes. I don't think we need quite that many. That's just for demonstration's sake. Garlic, delicious Australian powdery garlic. Oregano, it's fresh from Nathan's garden. More garlic, but that's the garlic I should have shown you before. One of the other key ingredients, mozzarella cheese. This is just one package of mozzarella cheese, finely sliced. Doesn't need to be too carefully sliced because you're going to be melting it through, but mozzarella just gives that delicious soft touch of cheese, not the overwhelming intensity that you can get from cheddar, etc. And of course, salt. I think that's all we need to get started.
So once we've peeled our eggplant, we then want to slice it into 4 centimetre slices, 4 millimetre slices, sorry.
4 millimetres thick.
Thick.
Now, is there any particular reason for that thickness?
No, it just cooks better that way.
Okay. So it wouldn't go. What if you go too thin? Will it just fall apart, I guess?
It will just fall apart. But this is also a good thickness because you will, after the next step, will need to batter and fry it.
Oh,
yes.
I keep forgetting how good this is.
So what you want to do is slice it. Doesn't really matter whether you slice it long ways or short ways.
I think it's called lengthways, or what's the other one called?
I don't know. Well, clearly you don't know. So the reason why we salt it is really to get rid of the bitterness, because in and of itself, eggplant is quite bitter. There you go, George. Eat that.
Are you serious?
Yeah, why not?
Oh, I trust you that it's bitter.
So it's just got a bit of a bitter aftertaste. So what you want to do is you actually want to salt it to get rid of that.
That's kind of shit, actually.
Alright, so what we want to do is we want to take our eggplant. I've cleaned the sink before. You just want to lie it flat on the sink. Just get a good couple of rows of it going. And the reason we do it on the sink is because in the process of salting it, it'll actually lose a lot of water. And this is a good way of just getting the water to run straight off. We then want to take our trusty container of salt. You want to put on a lot of salt. Don't worry, we will wash it off at the end. So get a good lot of salt on there. And you just want to repeat the process. What we want to do now is we want to get this on top.
Now that's innovative use of a chopping board.
It is. And then we got some weights. The weights are cans. We don't want to do any inappropriate sponsor advertising until they pay us some sponsorship. Stop it. So what we'll do now, with that weight on there, we'll leave that for about an hour to an hour and a half, let the water drain off, and then we'll come back and we'll start to put everything together.
Our eggplant's now been resting for just over an hour, I'd say.
Yep.
And we've had it under some weight, and it's been quite compressed under the board, and you might be able to see that it has flattened out somewhat.
It's nice and moist. All that bitterness has just washed out.
In fact, you can actually see a trickle that has run off the bench, off the sink top, straight into the sink. So our next stage is to just begin rinsing the salt off, so you don't need to be too concerned about the saltiness. And obviously you prefer to have some environmentally responsible way of doing this, and of course, and we've thought of that. But once we've done a few of these, we'll show you the next stages. I just sprayed water all over Nathan's pot.
It's alright. And while George is doing that, I've just got 3 eggs. And I'm just going to whisk them up. Because the next step will be battering the eggplant and frying them off. Just to give them a beautiful flavour and a fantastic texture. So, we've got our egg, we've got our flour, we've got a plate. for it to go on. Pretty simple, like any batter. Into the egg, turn it over, into the flour, onto the plate.
Now we're at the fun part. We're going to fry off our eggplant. It's been dipped in egg and floured, and it's now ready to go into a hot fry pan. The fry pan is nice and hot. It's just bubbling slightly. There's just a couple of tablespoons of olive oil. That's a good quality extra virgin olive oil. It actually does impart a good flavour to whatever you're cooking. Some people use a light olive oil. I never would, but let's go. Just a few slices at a time, so we can keep the pan nice and hot. In fact, it could have been a little bit hotter because I would like to hear a good sizzle at the moment, but not quite hot enough. I think just one or two more. That'll probably do it. I can make a little bit more room. It's already smelling great. Olive oil cooking anything smells fantastic. So it only needs probably 20 seconds per side, just to lightly cook it, because it will cook more in that. Prepared. We've deep fried, well in fact lightly fried, but fried our eggplant. We've also produced our own tomato sauce, straight out of the Pasarino. There's only one Pasarino. Alright, yeah, we're past that now. Okay, so we're actually ready to assemble this goddamn dish. Pardon for the blasphemy.
Go to hell for that, George.
I am. So where do we start, Nathan?
Right.
Do we need to grease the pan, or is there enough grease in the whole greasy experience?
There's enough grease in the whole experience. So you actually want to start with a good ladle of sauce.
Ladle, with ladle we will play. Oh, sorry, that was a South Park reference.
And that was a dreidel, George.
Yeah, I know.
Alright.
Okay.
So got that on?
Now we
want a layer of eggplant.
Okay.
Not tightly packed.
No, just want to loosely pack it because we don't want to use it all up in one hit. So we're layering it with plenty of space, just so we make sure. Oh shit! Just so we make sure it goes.
That one didn't go to the dogs.
It's all gone to the dogs. The wheels come off.
Whoop! No, that one slipped in my mouth.
Oh, how did that happen? All right, so that's pretty much a layer. You can probably see that anyway. But all right, so we're on to the next.
All right, so a bit of garlic.
Make sure you use the chopped garlic, not the cloves.
All right.
So we've got a bit of
oregano.
It's just all oregano. Yeah.
It's all oregano, just from the garden, just for flavour.
Just crush it over with your fingers.
And then, you don't want to be too precise about this, but just some beautiful mozzarella.
Where did you get the mozzarella? What brand? We're not using brand names apparently, but
this is just the processed stuff.
Processed.
It is processed. So all right.
So that's enough, you reckon?
Oh, maybe one more. There we go. All right, and then we just repeat. All right.
Damn. Okay, so about how long would that need in the oven?
So really, what this needs in the oven at 180 degrees, it needs about half an hour thereabouts, basically until it's gold and bubbling.
Okay, I think I've been given permission to finally get into it. Damn, that's smelling good. It's looking pretty cheesy. Oh, check it out. Oh, I like it. Messy, that's how I like it. Alright, we're just going to plate up with a lot of Parmigiana. Good healthy serve. Keep it reasonably clean on the plate. Some crusty bread. And I'm not going to use my hands to get salad, but you know, that's what it's going to be. Well, it's been a long day.
It has, and I guess that's the end of the first episode of 79 Degrees.
Hurrah!
Well, I hope that you've enjoyed our rendition of Eggplant Parmigiana the only way that it should ever be cooked. We hope that you enjoyed it, and
you're sweating.
We'll catch you again soon. Thank you.
Bye-bye.